and welcome to the CACTV Breakfast Show. I am Toke Bravo. Happy New Week to you. How are you doing today? How is work? How are you coping with the economy and all situation in Nigeria? How are you coping wherever you might be watching us from? That is to those that are watching us from our handles on the social media. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you from whichever part of the world you're watching from. This is the morning show on your darling CA channel 614 on Moplex. I am glad to be here once again this morning. Do not forget today's Tourism Day. So you just have to travel. You just learn to move from one place to the other. There are a lot of people who have not even seen the light of another state apart from where they were born. You can just imagine. They were born in Lagos, raised in Lagos, schooled in Lagos, got their jobs in Lagos, got married in Lagos, and they're already having children in Lagos. They already have about 4 children, and they have not even traveled out of Lagos. You see, you just have to explore. You have to go from place to place. The more you travel, the more your experiences about life, about your ideas, about some things will just change drastically, because you will see more sides to every situation and issues. It will not just be your own Lagos idea. I am using Lagos as an example though. When you travel around, you go around, you get to know more things. Do you know that Nigeria have museums here and there? We have a lot of centers, viewing centers, cinemas. We have a lot of art gallery. The art gallery sector, I pity them. I don't even know how they make their money. I have been to one before. When I actually questioned on how they make their money, they said there are people who usually comes to the gallery, but it's not really encouraging. That is just like 2 out of 1 million. You understand? So how do they get their money? But thank God for people who actually loves art. Talk of sculptors. You can go out, see things for yourself. Try to explore, try to get new knowledge. If you don't go out, if you don't leave your comfort zone, you won't understand. I am telling you this because it's Tourism Day. Welcome to the CA Breakfast Show. We'll go on a quick break. We'll come back. The show continues. And thank you for staying tuned. It's still the CACTV Breakfast Show. We are going straight to the lucky stories that made it to the front pages of the national dailies. And I start with the Guardian newspaper this morning. Consumers seek lower tariff as NERDC adopts monthly review of 1,227 naira per rate. That's on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. USAID names Nigeria 9th highest contributor to plastic pollution. That's not good, to plastic pollution. We are on the number 9 of countries that actually contributes to plastic pollution. Under NERC's revised tariff order, consumers on band A will pay 206 naira 80 kobo per kilowatt at an exchange rate of 1,227 naira per rate. The price was actually increased but now it has been reviewed and it has been brought back to 206 instead of the 225 thereabout that was added before. NLC TUC mobilized to shut NERC discos offices nationwide. The NLC already made its stance clear concerning this tariff on band A users. The TUC also didn't keep quiet that the discos just have to stop the tariff because of the economic situation we are going through right now. They already said it that it's either they stop the tariff or nothing. But checking from both sides, we know that we are having problems with our electricity. We are having with grid collapse here and there. And to you, don't you think that they need money to maintain these things? Okay, or is it because it's a bad time to hike the tariff? But whatever the case may be, we have an administration at the ends of our affair. Once they start, they know what to do. I just pray that this country, we hold our peace, we fight to settle, we disagree to agree, and we should not forget making compromises strengthens bonds, you understand. So moving on, concerns over Tinubu's whereabouts as Shetima cancels US trip. Okay, there is this US trip concerning African leaders and what other world leaders, but the vice president was the one who was supposed to stand in the place of the president, but he couldn't attend because of some of the presidency fleet, presidential jets are having issues, faulty. Some of them are faulty according to the report. He couldn't travel because some of those jets actually have issues that has to be fixed. Federal government cut electricity sales to neighbors for local supply. That means that the report states that Nigeria stopped giving electricity to Niger, Benin Republic, and some other neighboring countries rather, to focus on Nigeria so that we can enjoy more of our own electricity. Our grid keeps collapsing, but we haven't stopped giving light to our neighboring countries that are enjoying power supply. Why we who owns this power supply cannot even enjoy it for one bit. So the federal government actually cut off the electricity that they supply to these neighboring countries to focus more on electricity issues. But let's talk about it. This government is and they are doing a lot. But that being said, they just have to do more. They have to do more because at this stage and time, Nigeria is at the position of Oliver Twist. We want more. We want them to do more. We want them to make sure that the economy is stable for an average man on the street. Terrorists kill 7, abduct woman, rustle animal in Katsina and Kaduna. That's on page 30 of the Guardian newspaper. Institute bemoans shortage of radiographers nationwide. Rivers Assembly threatens Fubara over illegal contract award. I just hope Fubara will get it right with the National Assembly, and the National Assembly also will learn to follow their principle because he is at the helms of affairs. I pray they have a peace to their crisis very soon. And finally, we have over $50 billion may be trapped in crypto exchanges as federal government begins clamp down. Yes, on that news, the federal government does not want the naira to be used as for any kind of crypto businesses again. Some of these institutes that their platform are being used for crypto businesses were questioned. Some are being asked to come and register properly under the CAC to make sure that there is no issues of fraud or whatsoever close to it. If you want to get more on that story, please get yourself a Guardian newspaper. Moving on to the Nation newspaper. Businesses to pay 0.5% cybersecurity levers. deduction begins May 20th. There is more to this. A lot of people are not really happy that the CBN is introducing another charges from, especially at this time where there are a lot of hike and economy issues in the country. So the CBN wants people to pay on some transaction, e-transactions especially, and it has been stipulated the amount to pay and how the banks will remit the money to the appropriate quotas, security quotas especially. Moving on, they lured me, harvested my kidney, offered me 1 million naira. Wow. If you want to know that story, who is saying he or she was lured, if you want to know, it's on the page 6 of the Nation newspaper. PTAD deletes 51,000 ghost pensioners after forensic verifications. Moving on, Fubara attacks House of Assembly, says he won't worship Wike. That's on page 28. On Lagos Calabar Road contract, follow due process. Umai is saying, the minister said, Lagos Calabar Road contract follow due process. Concerning this story, okay, we have on the radar, Atiku got it all wrong on Tinubu's son, says presidency. The former vice president, Atiku Abubakar, already alleged that the contract was assigned or awarded to Shagori company because of Tinubu's son, who sits as one of the board of directors of the company. But the presidency has come out to debunk that. Every citizens have a right to bid for contract and get it if they have gone through the right process and they are deemed fit. And though in the reports there were back and forth of arguments how the vice president sold some of the national property to his allies when he was the chairperson of privatization during his own regime. If you want to know more about that story, you can grab the Nation newspaper. It has it. Moving on, we have workers, consumers reject negotiable electricity tariff cut. It's welcome, says Rep. Muda Yusuf. So the rep has actually welcomed the tariff hike, but consumers and workers are still saying they will not have the hike. Even if you are going to hike anything, it shouldn't be at this time. We already have a lot on our hands. We already have a lot to do with, from the scarcity of fuel to increase in food prices. A lot is happening in the country. Now you want to hike electricity that people have not even started enjoying. Whatever the case may be, just get yourself the Nation newspaper to get more story. No rooms for foreign military base. Federal government affirms. Okay, there was an open letter from the northern side of Nigeria that the president administration is vying on getting base for foreign, especially France military here in Nigeria. But the presidency has come out to debunk that there is no such discussion ongoing. There is no kind of proposals for such, not even from France. And the French ambassador, the French embassy also confirmed it, that there is nothing of sort. That truthfully, the French military actually went through some hiccups during the hijack of government from the neighboring and other African countries, and therefore the relationship between France military and some of these African countries already soured. So they are not contemplating on getting any base in Nigeria. If you want to know more about that story, you can as well get the Nation newspaper to read details. Female military school graduate a worthy example for youth. FIRS canvasses homegrown tax system in Africa. That's on page 7. If you want to get more on that, please get yourself the Nation newspaper. And here we have Shetima's US trip aborted. That story is on the page 29 of the Nation newspaper. We'll go on another break. When we come back, it's still the daily stories. Welcome back. It's still the CACTV Breakfast show. I am Toke Bravo. Moving ahead, we have the Punch newspaper. France rules out citing military base in Nigeria. Federal government orders registration of 1.9 million POS operators. It, like I said earlier, that these people have been asked to register, and they have been given 2 months to do so. This registration will end on the 7th of July. So whoever is a PayPoint operator should please do the needful by getting the right information on how to register. Shettima chef's US trip as presidential jet develops fault mid-air. Moving on, Assembly overrides Fubara again. Governor vows not to worship any man. On dollar speculation, federal government to ban Naira from crypto trading platforms. I said it before that. On the radar, we have set to unveil fresh rules banning Naira from crypto exchanges. DG meets operators, direct traders to name and shape racketeers. On this, the federal government is banning Naira from any kind of crypto at all. Woman shot, scores injured as police tear gas Delta protesters. If you want to know more about the stories, you have it on the Punch newspaper. EFCC grills 6 senior NSCDC officers over 6 billion naira fraud. That's on page 7 of the Punch newspaper. Lagos task force threatened to kill us in Oshu forest. Victims allege. This is serious allegation and should be looked into. Lagos task force threatened to kill us in Oshu forest. Victims allege that this shouldn't be swept under the carpet. This is a serious allegation. Nigerians reject electricity tariff cut. Demand total reversal. And that's all we have on the Punch newspaper. Moving ahead, we have the Vanguard. Still on electricity, federal government slashes band A tariff by 8% to 206.8 kilowatt per kilowatt. Claims of foreign military base in Nigeria false. That's coming from the federal government. Technical fault in aircraft abort Shettima's trip to USA Africa Summit. Article becoming fond of distorting facts to discredit Tinubu. That's from the presidency, and that's concerning the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway. On petrol scarcity, why pearl price is high in our stations. That is IPMA, Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, is saying why they have high pump price. Price gap between major marketers and independent widens. Major marketers in B2B transactions. On Edo 2024, PDP APC governorship aspirants resigns from parties. If you want to know why they are leaving their parties, it's on the page 7 of the Vanguard newspaper. 1.3 trillion debt cuts Genco's capacity to 35%. That's on 24, the page 24 of the Vanguard newspaper. On Gilbert poll, PDP will reclaim Ondo. Makinde and Adeleke said PDP will reclaim Ondo. Okay, let's see how it goes. On sport we have world relay in WSSAU and Bahamas. Nigeria's relay teams book Olympic ticket. And that's what we have on the Vanguard newspaper. Moving on to the Daily Trust newspaper. We would have fared better if Yaradua had finished his tenure. That's coming from Gowon, Borno pupils. That is coming from Zulum, the governor of Borno State. Villagers flee as bandits terrorize 10 communities in Kaduna. No plan to establish foreign military base in Nigeria. That is coming from the federal government. And that's what we have on the Daily Independent newspaper. We'll go on a break. When we come back, the show continues. staying tuned. On the front pages of the newspaper, there is a story that have been making rounds, and a lot of people have been talking concerning this story. And the story is that of the CBN's new charges on e-transfers transactions. People are asking, why do we have to pay charges at this time? But I'm going to read it out, and hopefully before the weekend we'll get an analyst, a business analyst, that can come talk to us about this. Amid the ongoing hardship ravaging Nigeria, deposit money banks in the country will now start charging 0.5% cybersecurity levy on transactions. That's the name. The CBN has tagged it, cybersecurity levy. This was contained in a circular dated May 2024 by Central Bank of Nigeria CBN to all commercial merchants, non-interest and payment service banks, as well as mobile money operators and payment service provider. Following the enactment of the Cybercrime Prohibition, Prevention, Amendment etc. Act 2024 and pursuant to the provision of Section 44 subsection A of the Act, a level of 0.5% equivalent to 0.5% of all electronic transactions value by the business specified in the second schedule of the Act is to be remitted to the National Cybersecurity Fund (NCF), which shall be administered by the Office of the National Security Advisor. The circular partly read. The Apex Bank said that the implementation of the levy would start 2 weeks from the date of the circular. The levy shall be applied at the point of electronic transfer origination, then deducted and remitted by the financial institution. The deducted amount shall be reflected in the customer's account with the narration cyber security level. There are more to this, as CBN mentioned that transfers, some other kind of bank transactions will attract this level. But because of, we need someone to actually explain more to us about this. That is why we will get a business analyst to talk more concerning this. We really need to know why. Some people are arguing that the CBN is trying to cut the amount of transfers people do per day because of transfer transactions. There is no cash in circulation. That is why Naira is affecting Naira in one way or the other, according to them. But we're going to have an expert before the weekend who is going to explain this to us in total, so that we would understand what the CBN actually is trying to achieve by this. I am Toke, and I really want to thank you for staying tuned on the show today. I'll see you same time, same station tomorrow morning. Say bye bye from me.